Green hand is 3-5.
Yes, sir.
Start. Yeah.
Good afternoon, everyone. As an introduction, we would yes, we would be playing a video. So just everyone. Just everyone. Just everyone. Just everyone.
Mahajan sir.
Yeah, welcome everybody. Good afternoon. So we are going to deal with a very important topic as of today. That is called cybercrime safety awareness. You see, why did MCF take up this particular webinar today? See, in yesteryears, thieves were totally different. They used to snatch your chains, they used to pick your pockets, maximum at gunpoint, they used to rob you. Those are simple things. But today's cyber crimes, cyber thieves, they come in various disguises. You don't know how you are being robbed. You will read any newspaper, open Times of India, open Sakal, you will see a news every day. One doctor, he was one doctor, he was called upon, and the man said that he was a cyber police and that you had committed a crime and a woman has complained against you for sexual abuse, and then ultimately really mesmerized him and made him pay lakhs of rupees so that the case against him, which was not there at all, should be withdrawn. Another case, a retired engineer, he got a phone call of his son who was crying. That was an AI cloned voice. And the son begged, I want money for this, and I'm in real difficulty. And he sent money and he was duped. Another retired professor, he got a KYC link. He clicked on the KYC link and lakhs, within minutes, lakhs of rupees were gone from his bank. Even techno-savvy people, they are also duped in a big way. A retired colonel who was very techno-savvy, he just downloaded a tax return form. And again, lakhs of rupees went out from bank. You're a bank manager. This was just about 3-4 days back. He scanned a QR code to receive money, and the opposite happened. Again, lakhs of rupees were gone from his bank account. And worse still, a very simple case which you do daily. A WhatsApp message which was linked with the malware that was downloaded. A very simple thing. Everybody does that. And suddenly, within minutes, lakhs of rupees are gone. These are cyber threats, these are cyber crimes. And I think what we require to is getting safety. We know how to use this internet safely. That is the important thing. And for tell you about all this, we have got a very powerful speaker. The speaker is from Serbian Inc. It's an American-based company. And the speaker is Dr. Mahendra Pranspe. He is employed with Serbian Inc. and he is responsible for cyber security of the entire company's web application product. Also, he conducts training programs for the people who are employed with Serbian Inc. So his expertise in this digital world is also unique. I personally experienced this. My software in my clinic that was totally gone. And I couldn't repair it because the person who had done it, I got it almost in 2003, where the software applications were really primitive. So nobody could repair it. I called in 3 people. They said 99% chances are we won't be able to repair this and the whole data will be gone. I had 2,300 cases of my patients and the data will be gone. I called in 3 people. Everybody said 99% we won't be open it because this particular software is very old and we don't use it this day. Then I thought of calling in the speaker who was very known to me. He said, no, there are 1% chances that I won't be able to open this. 99% I'll do it in minutes. And he repaired that within 10 to 15 minutes, mind you. So he's a unique in the digital world. And that was my experience. That's why I thought of calling him today to deliver and teach us about this cyber crime safety awareness. And I'm proud to present, and you'll be really happy to hear the cyber security expert who has done this job for 27 years, Mr. Mahendra Paranspe. Please, sir. Mahendra, sir.
Hello and good afternoon. Yes. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Yeah. Okay. So till now, I think everyone must have settled. And so shall I start, sir?
Yes, yes, sure.
Of course. I think first of all, thank you to Mahajan sir, who invited me to, give some insights about the digital world and especially cybercrime. I think the label we have is Cybercrime Awareness Webinar. I think it should be Cybercrime Protecting Webinar. So I think I'll walk through all the details that I have gathered from my experience, and I'm going to present with a PPT so that just let me know if you can see the presentation on your screen.
Yes, so we can.
Okay. All right. As all of you can see that this is about the digital shield, and that is going to help us protecting from cybercrime, and beyond that, understanding threats and mastering your online defense. So let us see how we can do that. Today we are talking about the digital shield. This isn't just the computers. It's about protecting ourselves in an increasingly connected world. You must have heard about IoT. Now we are going to connect everything. I mean, not just computers and mobile phones or digital devices, but we are now connecting fans and lights and everything. So in this digital world, is everything is now going to connect, and we should be master in that to protecting all of these assets. In the next few minutes, we will be covering the threats we all face from cybercrime, but more importantly, we'll focus on the practical, actionable steps you can take to build your own defense and master your online safety. That's the goal that we have today. And let's deep dive now. So let's try to understand, to build a strong defense, we first need to understand our opponent. Let's quickly look at it. I'm not going to emphasize on all this part. Part one is all about getting inside the mind of cyber criminal. Who are they? What are their typical behavior? And what motivates them? So we'll look all these parts. When we look at their typical behavior, it is generally boils down to three key traits. First, they are highly manipulative, right? This isn't always about high-tech code. This is often about psychology. This is in our cyber criminal world, this is usually said that the cyber criminal either first hack you and then your device, or the other way, either they will hack your device first and then hack you. So they always know your psychology, and they are experts at crafting believing stories to exploit. They are very much good at storytellers, and they will tell you stories to exploit your natural human trust. This is your natural behavior. Second, they are obsessed with anonymity. They hide behind layers of technology like VPNs, encrypted platforms. This makes them feel disconnected from their victims and help them evade detection, right? So they are the people, I mean, they wanted themselves to be keep isolated from the world, so they feel safe. And finally, they are goal oriented. Actually, this is a good habit or good point, but it has been used in a wrong way. So they are goal oriented. The primary motivation for most cybercrime is simple, is a financial gain, right? Ultimately, it's a financial gain. Other motives can include ideological reasons, and then or something else, or just the thrill for it. I mean, some of the youngsters feel thrill doing it, but finally it's a crime. So this is how their mind works, and we'll now and try to understand what are their toolkit. Now that we have a sense of their mindset, let's look at their tools. The common method they use to execute their attacks is social engineering, and the other is technical attacks. So on one side, you have social engineering. This is the con. This is human hacking. This includes phishing, which are those deceptive emails and text, pretexting, where they build a fake story. This is very important. They are experts in building a fake story, like pretending to be from your bank or your betting, or luring you with false promise like free something. That's actually the malware. Where there is something free, assume that that's nothing but the malware. On the other side, there is technical attacks or the bridge. This is where they exploit technology. This includes ransomware. I'll explain what is ransomware and how it is been used in this world, which encrypts your files and demands payment, and hacking, which exploits software vulnerabilities or weak passwords to gain access. And these are their methods to get the control. The key takeaway here is that they will try to exploit either you or your technology, whichever is easiest target. So these are the key points. Either they will hack you or target you or your technology. So we'll try to understand how proactively we can defend this. So knowing all that, how do we fight back? This brings us to the most critical part of our talk, proactive defense. This is your first and most important shield. Preventing an attack is infinitely better than the recovering from one. I think preventing is always choose first as compared to the other. And what do we do for that? There are three important points, pillars to strengthening your personal digital security. The first one is you should have a very strong password and MFA, which is called multi-factor authentication. So passwords alone are not enough. Use a password manager to create unique, complex passwords for every account. So there are password managers in the market. Google has its own, and there are leading players in there. So they are able to generate complex password based on the password requirements or password policy requirement. And every account should have a unique complex password. You must have observed for most of your accounts, like for Facebook or Twitter and Gmail, you are using the same password. That is very much possible. And please enable multi-factor authentication for every of your account. So that is very much, either it is called MFA, multi-factor, or 2FA, two-factor authentication. So wherever it is possible, you have to do it. It is a single best thing you can do to protect your accounts, right? So we talked about two things. One is password manager and enabling two-factor authentication. The second is keep software updated. This is very much, everyone must be aware of this. These annoying updates notifications are your friend. I mean, this is not to actually annoy you, but they patch the security holes that criminals are actively looking for. An unupdated device is an open door. Remember this. So you are actually allowing it to enter in your system, in your mobile, to do the crime. Finally, install security tools. Use a reputable antivirus and anti-malware programs. There are many in the market. McAfee or Norton are the top two we have, and there are few more, but you can choose any of them. But there must be some antivirus and anti-malware present on your system, whether it's a mobile or it's a computer. It must be there, and it is just as important as the all other points. Make sure it's always active and updating itself. So there are settings in malware and antivirus software. Whether are you going to update it manually, or are you allowing itself to get updated? So always choose auto update. Am I still audible? I think my screen is freezed, but let me just quickly check.
Yes, sir, you are clearly
Okay,
audible.
okay, okay, fine. So we are moving to next part, and this is how to spot a con. That covers technology, but what about the human element? How do we spot the con? And the very first is verify identity. So initially we talked about some of the technological part, and now we are talking about some of the human elements. The first is verify identity. Never trust, always verify. If your bank or Microsoft or some prominent company pretending to be calling you, hang up. The clear message is just hang up. Go to their official website and call them back on the number you know is real, right? If they are saying that they are from your bank, just hang up the call. Never give information on a call you didn't initiate, right? The call that you did not initiate it, don't give any information on that call, right? Second, scrutinize message. Check the full email address. Usually that is very important. We just look at the name, but not the email address. Not just the sender's name. Look for the urgent threats, poor grammar. This is common part that has been identified. Like there is always poor grammar or offers that are just too good to be true. I mean, always see that if it is like that, and pause before you react. So this has to be done to scrutinize the message that you are receiving. The same case with mobile. If you are receiving a message from a mobile number saying that it is from a bank, always remember bank does not use any type of 10-digit mobile numbers. They have a different set of numbers, or they call it as SMS channels through we receive the message. But if you are receiving message either from your electricity provider or bank and they are asking for something, remember this is not genuine messages. So these messages never come from the 10-digit mobile number. The third point is don't click blindly. If you are receiving, you can hover over your mouse and see the link without clicking it to see the actual web address. If it looks strange, don't click, right? Simply don't click. And never open unexpected attachments. Usually this happens. You receive attachments from unknown persons. So the person who are sending some attachment without informing you, and it may be looks legitimate, right? But still you don't need to click on it, even if they are seem to be from someone right? So this is the points that you have to take care. Now the next part is what to do if something happens. But what if the worst happens? What if you did click the link, or you realize that your data has been stolen? It's crucial to have an emergency plan and not to panic. This is very much important. There is nothing that you need to be panic, but you need to be calm and then act on this plan I'm just suggesting. This is what to do if you are a victim. So if you suspect you have been breached, you need to act fast. Follow this 4 steps plan. The first is the isolate. So immediately disconnect the device from internet, turn off the Wi-Fi and unplug the network cable if it is a wired connection. If it's a phone, just switch off the phone. These steps and this stops the attacks from spreading and spending more of your data. This is very important. So first thing is to isolate it. I mean, while doing a lot of work in company, we actually have to do, if we find an system which is compromised, immediately we have to isolate it, we have to disconnect it from the main network so that we stop the spread of the virus, or we prevent the attackers to enter into other systems. The second, it's secure. Go to a different clean device, like your phone if your laptop is infected, and change your critical passwords immediately. That's very important. Start with your email, then your banking, and then social media. Right? These are the three core items: email, banking, social media. So maybe you can practice for that, how to quickly change email password, how to quickly change the banking password. So most of the banks, they have their training program how to use their own application. SBI has their own training program. Axis have their own. So you can approach to the branch and check whether they have some training program for that. And really, I mean it. I mean, at least once you should go in and officially learn how to use that application that your bank is providing you. Third is preserve. This is a counter initiative, but do not delete the evidence. Take the screenshots of the ransom note or the phishing email. This is crucial for filling a report. We'll see which websites or which numbers are government providing us to report these kind of incidences. And the final is reports. Contact your bank immediately before um, reporting it to the government officials. First, immediately report to the bank and to freeze your accounts. Don't ask any other question explicitly. Either you have your app with you, then you can directly do it from your app. If not, call the bank and ask them to freeze the accounts and report the fraud later. Then file the report with the cybercrime authorities. That's the second steps. This is the only way they can track these criminals and for you to potentially recover your assets. And this has happened before. And one of the case I was sharing with sir, where initially I would like to explain a case here where it was recently happened. One of the person who has WhatsApp with auto download enabled in his setting. There is auto download setting which was enabled that allows you to automatically download media and videos and pictures and everything. So with that, the hacker sent an APK file. This is an installable file. So that auto download setting was on, it got downloaded and got installed. And with that, they got the access of that mobile device, and he lost almost 2 lakhs at the same moment. But there was a defense, but I'll come to that later. But this has happened. So everyone should know and everyone should remember to turn off auto download from WhatsApp. This has recent incidences. It's not just one, but I remember at least 3 incidences happen with these settings in last at least 6 months. So this is about the emergency response plan. Then we'll go to social media, and then we'll see how we should stop oversharing on social media. So finally, let's zoom in on an area where we often let our guard down every single day. This usually happens, the social media minefield. We share so much of our life online, right? We share a lot of things, but are we sharing too much? Are we giving criminals the exact information they need? The answer is unfortunately yes. We are giving too much information. We'll see what is that and what needs to be shared and what not. We'll look at it. So you have to think of your personal data as a piece of jigsaw puzzle. A criminal just needs to find enough pieces online to steal your identity or answer your security question. So security question is usually being asked when you try to change password or click forgot password link, and then it goes into asking you the security question. and that answer to that security question is usually found on your social media, because people are sharing unnecessarily. It's oversharing. This is what you must never post publicly. See the list we have provided here. Your full date of birth, never share. Or home address, the pinpoint home address. Photos of your official IDs, and I'll suggest the close-up photos. Never share your close-up photos. If it is taken from too far, that is fine. I'm shocked how often I see this, right? Your boarding pass, that barcode has your personal info, because there are a lot many barcode scanners available. So by mistake, if you are posting your boarding pass, so your personal information is definitely going to get stolen and will be published on dark web. And finally, live location check-ins, especially on vacations. There are, I think, many, at least hundreds of incidences where people posted their live check-ins, that I'm in Goa. Recent incidents where a person, checked in saying that I'm in Goa enjoying party or all that, and the criminals were aware that the person isn't in home, so they pretended to be some of cleanup service providers. So they access the house and they break the lock. So actually, and neighbors came in, wo sab aa gaye asking, what are you doing? So they said the owner has itself given the keys, but by some or other way, they just forgot to come with the keys. So they're just breaking it now, and they already had some word with the owner. This is what they said to their neighbors. And they, broke in, they entered the house, they cleaned up everything, including the calendar. You won't believe. And entire flat was, empty, completely empty. And finally, they loaded all that on the truck within, say, 3-4 hours, aram se, and they left with a photograph posted in the reply of that original check-in, saying that enjoy your holidays. That was the line that they posted. And finally, it found out that that was a complete robbery. So this is what the impact of posting live check-in. So you must not do that. You are literally advertising an empty house. Post your vacation photos after you get back. This is very important. So if you want to post, don't do it live. Just click the photos, keep it with you. And as soon as you come back from the vacation, then post it on social media. Right. Now, okay, these are don'ts, what not to post. Then what to post. And there are the other side as well. So let's see that as well. The first is post safely. It's fine to share general hobbies, vague location, like a beautiful day in a city. Don't need to mention the city or the pinpoint location, right? And as I said, post these vacation photos after you return home. That's important. And the second, and this is the most important, lock it down. Go into your settings right now and set your account to private. This is important if it is not already been done. So all your accounts must be like social media accounts. Make sure those are made private. Enable two-factor authentication. We already discussed this. Social media has it too. Most of the social media services has this two-factor authentication enabled. So you have to go in settings and turn it on. And the ruthless reject friend request from the people you don't actually know in real life, right? The person you never met face to face or on call, simply reject the friend request. You don't need to accept those. So this is how to post safely on social media. These are the basic rules. And then what are the key takeaways? If you remember 2 things from today, let them be there. First, be skeptical, adopt a trust, but verify mindset. Always question unsolicited requests and urgent demands. pause before you click. So remember, in cybercrime, there is nothing called urgent. In medical field, there is always an emergency like of condition, but in cyber crimes, if someone is asking you to do something urgently, never do it. If it feels wrong, it's probably is. If you feel if something is wrong, then assume that it is wrong and just don't do it. Second, be proactive. Security is a process, not a product. Remember, use multi-factor authentication. That is important. Keep your software updated. We talked about it. And actively manage your privacy settings. Your digital shield is in your hands. You are the first and last line of defense. So there is no other option, right? So this is about the social media. Now let's talk about how cybercriminals exploit your vices like greed, fear, and trust. And because that's the most been used, and this is what we have observed. We discuss about two types of methods they use. They either hack you or the technology or the device. But the first part is always, winning. This is the social engineering. They use social engineering, and then they hack you, and then you actually go in and pay them the way they ask to pay. So let's understand the social engineering part is the art of psychological manipulation. It's when criminals trick people into performing actions or revealing confidential information. Crucially, this is a non-technical attack. That's what we were discussing. The attacker isn't breaking the code or exploiting software vulnerabilities. They are exploiting human emotions and trust. This is really alarming. The moment the hacker can trigger a strong emotion, whether it's a panic, excitement, or entitlement, they can disable our critical thinking. That's what their target. They just want you to stop thinking, right? They just need us to click the link, download the file, but don't think. I mean, they are just asking us to do what they want. They're actually not giving us time to think and then do the things. Or hand over the passwords. The human is the target, not the computer system. This is what the crux of this. So the first emotion hook is temptation. We have two major vices here, greed and scarcity. On the one hand, greed is the too good to be true scenario. The lottery win, the huge unexpected inheritance, or 90% discount, or a product that's usually expensive. We drop our defense because we want the reward so badly, right? And the key takeaway here is simple. If it sounds too easy, it's a scam, right? If you are seeing that it's very much easy to do, assume that it's a clear scam. On the other hand, we have scarcity, which is called FOMO, fear of missing out. And this is the emotion that they use. Attackers use this by creating artificial time presence. This is the deal expires in 2 hours, or only 5 sets are left. I mean, these are the lines, these are the common lines. They know you will skip the verification process, to achieve this. Your defense action is to ignore the clock. Legitimate offers will not vanish in 5 minutes. I mean, remember this. Legitimate offers never, that has enough time to, get those offers. The next part is, fear and urgency. If temptation is the carrot, fear and urgency are the stick. This is perhaps the most dangerous tactic because it shuts down the rational part of our brain entirely. This is what they wanted to do. Attackers put you under the immediate psychological pressure. That's they wanted to do. They create fear by impersonating official entities, the IRS, the police, or your bank, and threaten you with the severe consequences like account closure or legal actions and so far so forth. The couple this with urgency, demanding you to act immediately, often with a countdown timer. It's a ticking clock when they are just giving you a lot of pressure to do and act right away. The rule is simple: do not react. Right? The legitimate organizations will never demand immediate payments or credentials under the threat of punishment. If you receive a threat or an urgent demand, never use the contact information provided in that suspicious message. Right? These are, I mean, very much important things. People usually, miss to do all of this, and they ended up with, losing some money. Look up the organization's official verified number yourself and then call them back. Right? That we talked a little bit before. And the last set is trust and curiosity. Right? Attackers rely on our tendency to trust figures of authority. I mean, they are very much, smart. They have been trained like that. They will impersonate like your CEO or IT support technician or someone in HR. They establish a repo and ask for information they should already have, like verifying your password to fix an issue, right? Always ask yourself, does this person normally ask me for this type of information? This is the question you should ask yourself. If the answer is yes, then go ahead. If it is no, then just stop. The second is curiosity. We all want to know the gossip or the secret. Attackers use sensational, often personal, and the headlines: see who viewed your profile. Right? This is the part of curiosity. You have been always pushed to do that, and you click on it, or you won't believe this shocking video. Now everyone wants to see that shocking video, right? So they create the curiosity. This title bypass our rational firewall and get us to click that infected link. And this is how they are being treated. And they treat us, and we actually follow their instruction blindly. The next is the human firewall. That is our best defense. What all we have to do is pause and think. If the communication triggers a strong emotion, greed, fear, or panic, that's the red flag. I mean, stop immediately, right? Then verify independently. This is very much important. Never trust the contact details in the suspicious message. Always use a known official channel to verify the request. This is again important thing. So you need to verify the provided information independently. Then stay skeptical. If it looks too good to be true or too urgent, it's a trap. In simple words. Remember that 10-second pause before acting on any unexpected digital request is your most valuable security tool. Strong technology is essential, but you are the final, most critical layer of defense. So actually, technology won't protect you directly. It's you that you can protect yourself. Now, how we can do that, right? One is to, controlling the emotions and checking it independently. But now let's talk about the financial firewall. If all that is been bypassed and if they reach to your account, what will happen there? Let's see that. See, we have two scenarios here where this is about the bank account limits, setting up the bank account limits. I call this the financial firewall because just like a network firewall on your computer blocks, I think those are a little bit technical savvy. They must have heard about the word firewall, which blocks malicious traffic. Smart transaction limits protect your bank account from unwanted, or in this case, fraudulent or withdrawals. I mean, this is how we can put a financial firewall. This isn't about limiting your spending, right? It's about controlling your risk and binding a barrier that protects your hard-earned savings, even if your security is breached. अगर हो भी जाता है, then we'll see how it can protect us. अगर कहीं पे क्लिक कर भी दिया, काय होईल क्लिक केलं तरी. There are two scenarios now, and why it is important. Okay, scenario one, you have left the bank's default limit. See, every bank sets the default limit for each account, and you have a choice to modify it as per your requirement. But in first case, you haven't did that. It is left with a default limit, which is often very high. Let's say 1 lakh. That's a fraudster now has 24 hours to drain up to that full amount. Your entire account is at risk in the first scenario. In second, now look at the scenario B. You have set up your own smart limit of your 5,000, which is enough for your daily needs. The exact same fraud happen. Assume that it happens. The fraudster is still blocked, but this time the maximum they can possibly steal is 5,000. You have just reduced your potential loss directly by 95% by setting just this one thing, right? And there are different types of limits now. We'll see that how to, this needs to be set, and there are some core principles behind that. So how do we build that firewall? It's not complicated. It's based on few core principles that we will walk through right now. So these are the different channels that we use to transact. There is ATM withdrawal limit for physical cash, right? And then there is a POS and debit card limit for when you tap or swipe your card at store. We use this method. And finally, the most critical one is today's world, the online UPI limit. This is what we use a lot. This covers all your e-commerce, app payments, and digital transfers. This is the one fraudsters target most because for them it is easy to hack and easy to steal your OTP, and it's the one you need to be most strict about, right? And now let's see let's take an example. Keep it low, keep it functional.
5 minutes. 5 minutes more. There are a lot of questions also being asked.
Yeah, I think I'll suggest just note that down somewhere, and maybe I'll finish this in 5 minutes and then take these questions. Will that fine? Okay, I think I'll move from here. This brings us to the best practice number 1, the low baseline rule. Your default limit should not be the maximum you might spend, but the minimum you need for an average day. This is what you should expect it to be set. If your typical spend around 5,000, don't set the limit to 25,000. This is simply understood. Just in case, set it to 7,000 or maybe maximum 10,000. Keep it low, but keep it functional. That's the key of this. Remember, you are setting up a firewall. You want the barrier to be as close as your normal activity to block anything unusual. That's the intent of doing this. We'll see the practice 2 here. If you really want to spend more for some purpose, what can be done? Your default limit is say 10,000 and you want to purchase something big. Then your action would be log into your bank application and temporarily increase the limit to say 50,000. I mean, here is an example. And then do the payment and immediately take it back to the 10,000. I mean, this could be because large amount spends are not, it's not regular. Regularly, you need a small amount of money to be spent. So you can keep it low as possible, meeting your requirements. There is an advanced technique as well. I mean, I'm sure many of you might be following that, and that is having two accounts, one primary account and the other the spending account, we'll call it as secondary account. Most of the bulk that will hold of your saving in the primary account, and limit will be set to near to zero, maybe 1,000, because you're not going to actually spend anything from that account, except there are some exceptions. It will not link to any of the UPI system or online wallets, or you'll only use that for a large planned transfers, and especially funding your own other account. That will be the use of this primary account. And with secondary account, this is your spending account. You transfer your monthly budget into it. This is the account you link to Google Pay, your debit card, everything else where you want to link. Its limits are set to your low baseline that you can spend in a day. That will be set to that level. And now, if a fraudster gets full access to your spending account, all they can steal is what is there. Your main savings are commonly untouched and invisible to them. So having two different accounts, and remember, you should have two different numbers in that case. You should not link your accounts to the same mobile number. So this is you can do. And the important last point on this topic is the international payments. If you are actually doing some international payments, then only enable this type of payment. Otherwise, keep it off and keep it default off. So whenever you have any of the changes made in your account, it will be keep it off by default. So the takeaway is to set the low baseline, cover your daily needs, not the bank's maximum, right? Be just in time, increase the limits temporarily for big payments, then lower them immediately. Segregate accounts, we talked about two accounts, and disable international payments. These are the four takeaways from this. And I think I'll take questions now from this, because I have some items to demonstrate something. But before I can go with that, how you can check if your data like email address or usernames and passwords are leaked into dark web, we can go in and verify. I'm going to show you how we can do that. But before I can go with that kind of demos, I would like to get the questions here, if you have any about all of this.
Hello, sir. So a few of them have posted it on the chat. So
Okay,
would
let me
you
just-
be comfortable
yeah.
me reading them out to you, or would you?
No, I'll just check that out. Give me a second.
Works. I'll also mention if anybody has other questions, they can raise their hand and ask them just once sir covers the chat questions. Thank you.
Chat, what I can see here. I think on chat, I don't see messages.
Yeah.
Just if you can just read
one
that
or
out.
two. Yeah, one or two. Alina, if you can read, that will make things faster.
Works. So the first question is, if we save passwords and IDs of various email IDs or Wi-Fi and DigiLocker, etc. on the phone reminders app, is that a risky move?
Yeah, I mean, those applications that are titled as store of password, like BitLocker or Google password stores, they have specific property where your passwords and the information that you are storing is encrypted. But I'm not sure if it is encrypted on it. And also it has cloud support. So if you are storing a password on one device and you want it on the other device, it's always difficult, to get it there if it is stored locally. But if it is stored on cloud, then it is synced back to every device, and you can use it anywhere you want. But it should be entitled as a password store typically.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
I'll move on to the next one. What are the safety precautions within internet banking?
Mhm. Internet banking.
Yes.
Okay. To answer that, good question. So I have one of that demo here that I want to show you. Okay. So first thing, when you go to the bank website, it's important to either save the URL that you surely know. Don't Google it. If you want to do it by executing a Google search, then you should have something like Web of Trust. This is one of the, if you can see my screen, here's a simple Google search I executed, and for every of the search result, it is showing some tick mark. If you see this, it is showing question mark. So it doesn't know if it is safe or not. So don't follow that link. So first thing is on while using banking on your computers, as we discussed before, we should always have antivirus and anti-malware installed. It must be updated. Now almost all the banks are supporting two-factor authentication. So that has to be enabled for bank accounts as well. That is important. Beyond that, we just discussed it should have all the limits set on the banking account on the different channels. So what else? I think this will be enough. And the password policy is always there. It must be always complex password. So there is a concept called complex password. It shouldn't be my name, or it shouldn't be a dictionary word. It should always a complex password, and password software, password store software always help you with that. It has ability to generate complex passwords that even you cannot remember them. You don't need to remember them. You just have to copy from the password store and paste it wherever you want. You don't need to remember that. And even if someone sees that on screen, full screen, you won't be able to remember that because it's not a dictionary word. It's a random letters. The password should have numbers, alphanumeric combination, and signs included in it.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
I'll move on to the next one. If the phone is hacked, would just uninstalling the bank app would be fine? Or before freezing the bank account, how to handle mobile banking in case of phone hacking or something?
For as we discussed, I mean, if the phone is hacked, first just turn it off. The very first thing is just turn it off. Call the bank, verify yourself, because you are calling the bank. Bank is not calling you. So call the bank, verify your identity, and tell them to freeze the account. That's the first thing you have to do. And then turn on the phone and simply hard format it. It's not soft formatting. You need to hard format that, and then reinstall the application and then use it.
Works. I'll go to the next one, which says if any of these case happens, where can we report such frauds? And are these reporting helpful?
This is helpful. There are two items I'll discuss about. First thing is there is government portal available where you can cybercrime.gov.in, where you can report the incidents. Alternatively, you can 1930 is the calling number where you can raise these, and they will entertain you and they will take the complaint. But our observation is if the financial fraud happened and the amount is more than 50,000, I mean, this is unofficial, there is no official thing, then only they actually go in and follow up for the case. But if it is managed at the level of bank, then it always helps. But if it is a case, I mean, it is a registered cybercrime case, then if the amount is above 50,000, then it is useful. But go in and place a complaint. That is important.
Thank you, sir. We're done with the questions. Okay, we do also have one more. Would you like to share with the audience the use of stronger browsers like Firefox and setting their internal safety levels to strict? So similarly, using
Yes.
search engines like DuckDuckGo, which have
Yeah.
stronger internal firewalls.
Correct. Not only that, I'll share you something beyond that as well. The first thing, if you notice, this is a Google account. You can do it on mobile as well. And just log into your Google account, click on your profile, which is on the top or the right. And there is an option called security, not security, but yeah, security and sign in. So you'll find that on computer as well as on your mobile. And you have to check for three things. One is two-step verification. It must be turned on. One. Then you should have enhance safe browsing for your account. That must be turned on. Right? You can read that out, I mean, later on your device. And there is a dark web report. This is I was talking about. You will get alerts and guidance when your info is found on the dark web. If it is leaked, what happens is, you must have heard about the news that says this particular company's data has been leaked, and these many lakhs or millions of records are being published on dark web, and they are on sale now. So these information, like Facebook had this breach, then LinkedIn has this breach, then Big Basket has this breach, where most of their data, user data, was been stolen and was published on dark web. So that includes email, passwords, everything, whatever the data that they are holding with them. So this report will tell us if your data is being published on dark web. It keeps on checking that and alerts you. If you get this alert, just go in and change the password for that service. So say if it is Big Basket, if you receive an alert that it has been leaked from a Big Basket, then change the password for Big Basket. So if you wanted to look at the actual report, see this. This is how it looks like. So this is my very common account. I use it everywhere. This has already been leaked, but every time I go in and change my password. So you will find that name, the date of birth, phone numbers, emails. This has been, these many times are been published on dark web. These are the numbers: 11 results, 1, 5, 20. So this is the other fact. And the question that you asked, I think the DuckDuckGo has very limited functionality. If you really want to have enrich search results, I'm sure this is going to go away because AI is coming. So instead of searching on Google, people have started searching on either on Gemini or ChatGPT. So in short amount of period, maybe an year from now, this search concept is going to go away. But if you want the real rich results from Google search, then you don't have any other choice than doing the Google search. But with DuckDuckGo, the feature that I have explained about, verifying the link, whether it is trustworthy or not, it has been displayed even in the Google Chrome as well. It is not that you need to rely on the DuckDuckGo, but with Google search results, it will show you the legitimacy of the link, which was, I think, here. Like this, you will see these checkboxes. And if you don't see the checkbox or any question marks, just don't use that link. Straight.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Following up to the hack, like when the bank account gets hacked, so we have another question over it. If we put off, like if we switch off the phone immediately once it's hacked, how do we contact the bank representatives? Because they generally pick up the call through the registered number.
Correct. But they have other methods to verify that as well, because you are going to use, as I mentioned in the other slide, where you have to use a different device, maybe your partner's device or some other telephone or mobile, and call the bank, and they will ask that they always aware that you're not calling from a their registered mobile number. So they'll ask few more details to explain, like your Aadhaar card number and the address on the Aadhaar card number. If that matches with their records, they'll say, okay, you are a verified person, and then you can explain the problem. Yeah. And the other part could be you can log in from your laptop, and then you can request for the lockdown of the account.
Thank you, sir. Moving on. How safe is it to share the information over chat GPT? Like even if you're asking any questions when you put on the personal details.
No, never post personal details, especially we have all the doctors community. You must be seeing people coming with reports posted on ChatGPT or Gemini asking for the analysis of the reports that has crucial information in it. Most of these documents has their name and their mobile number included. So there is high chance that these information get leaked from ChatGPT or AI tools. So never post any personal information, or the documents that has personal information should not be uploaded to AI platforms.
Thank you so much, sir. There's just one thing when I had mentioned about raising hands, there was one of the participant that had done.
Mhm.
Uh, if you all could please unmute yourself and ask the question or drop the question over chat, that would be helpful. Okay, I think we can move ahead. Maybe like if a question comes in, we can get that
Yeah.
forwarded to so.
All right. I think I will like to introduce another app. You must be seeing that on my screen, which is called Mobi Armor. That is available in stores. I mean, Android store as well as iOS stores. And this is nothing but the auditor of your mobile device. It can tell you if your mobile is safe to handle OTPs. Like if you can see or read, or I can read for you, scan QR code. If the QR code is, real, sometimes what happens, we scan the QR code and we enter the amount and we pay. This is the typical way, but there are, demand QR codes. So some people may have the demand QR codes where you don't need to enter the amount. Amount is automatically displayed and you just have to enter the PIN. So they replace that QR code, the base QR code, with a demand QR code. So if you have to pay and you are not looking at the actual amount because we are in hurry. So we just enter the PIN and finish the transaction. And then you realize that I had to pay say 100 rupees, but I ended up paying say 2000 rupees. So this way you can verify the QR codes if they are correct. It has ability to verify Wi-Fi security of your home or office. Then it also has ability to scan a website. If you have received a link and you want to verify if it is a really and legitimate link, then you can verify that through this tool. Then you have option to check OTP security. What happens is with your devices usually, and this is independent for each of the provider like Airtel or Jio. They have features like call forwarding and SMS forwarding. So if that is by chance enabled, this tool can identify and disable it automatically. So it is there. And again, the data breach security is always there. If it is, published on the dark web, it will also notify you. There is the last is app permissions. This is critical part. Most of the apps ask you the more permission than it required unnecessarily. For example, if it is a Facebook, it should not have access to your phone. I mean, make calls and receive calls permissions, right? Because Facebook has nothing to do with calling, right? Usually, but it has that permission. So it has the microphone permission. So this app permission checking using this tool will tell you if the app is using more permissions that are considered as critical. And overall, on the top of the screen, it will show you the result, which is out of 5, the rating of your device, security rating of your device. And it should be always, I say, 4.5 or above that is considered safe. So 2 important points is, one is this application Mobi Armor, and the Google one that was I shared with you.
Thank you so much, sir. I think there's one more question. We'll take this as the last one. We'll wind
Alright.
up. How about the government app M Kavach?
M Kavach is good, yes, but the updates are not that fast. That's important. When we talked about the zero trust policy, so in that case, you can definitely use that application. But remember, it is not frequently updated. The certain is also, they are also, you must be getting some messages that download this app. This is government official app that they are providing for a malware detection. But yes, you can use them, but don't expect too much from those apps. It will, just take up some more space of your device, but not sure it will correctly respond to the latest viruses or malwares.
Thank you so much, sir. I think we'll move on right now. I would hand it out to Dr. Misbah to be doing the vote of thanks. So, sir, I'll be stopping the presentation. Is that okay?
Yeah. Or let me stop it right now.
Sure, works. Thank you, sir. Yes.
Yeah.
Good.
Rupa is giving the vote of thanks, Alina.
Dr. Rupa is muted, I think.
No, she's not. Just give us one. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me.
So many thanks to Mr. Mahanta Parajpuri.
आवाज आ रही है अभी?
Yes,
come back.
yes.
Yes, we can use.
Yeah. So, sorry about that. What I was saying was that this whole exercise was very useful, and I know time कमी असल्यामुळे we could not take the case discussion because the cases would have provided much more learning to
Correct.
all the audiences, and still I would like to summarize what all things you spoke from the beginning. As you mentioned the first sentence, that get into the criminal's mindset, how they think, what they want to do. Then you suggested us about the step, keep breach, if there is any breach, isolate, secure, preserve, and then report. Don't share your birth date, your address, photos, especially the close one of important document, close-up photos, and two-step verification, authentication you mentioned about. Then you also mentioned about not to fall prey under shades of greed or FOMO, fear of missing out. And last but not the least, you mentioned about this Mobi armor. I'm sure after closing this session, most of us, I would say all of us, will go back to our own phones and will check if we have this app on our phone or not. So we truly appreciate your time and effort in guiding us today on how to safeguard ourselves from social media. Social media based fraud. Your session was not just informative but informing, reminding us that awareness is the first step towards safety. So, thank you all on behalf of all the participants. Thank you, sir. Over to Mahajan, sir.
Yeah, thank you all. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.